All right, very shortly, several of President Trump's top national security officials, cabinet officials, will be back on Capitol Hill. They will face new questions about discussing secret military plans in a group chat. This comes as Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said this overnight.
Nobody's texting more plans.
I know exactly what I'm doing, exactly what we're directing, and I'm really proud of what we accomplished. Successful missions that night and going forward.
All right, with us now, CNN senior military analyst, former NATO Supreme Allied Commander Admiral James Stavridis. He is now a partner at the Carlyle Group, a global investment firm. His new book, The Admiral's Bookshelf, was just released. Admiral, thank you so much for being with us. You just heard the Defense Secretary say again, nobody's texting war plans. We heard a full day yesterday of people trying to assert, then semi-walking back, that there was nothing classified on this text exchange. But I want to remind people what Jeffrey Goldberg reported. There was targeting information, weapons information, and timing information, all reportedly in this exchange before the attack took place. So how do you align all those various claims? No war plans, not classified, yet targeting information before the attack.
I just do want to draw a line under one thing he said that's absolutely correct, which is we ought to be proud of the military members who conducted those strikes. They apparently did go off flawlessly. We ought to be proud of that. I agree with him on that one. The first part, not texting war plans, is just inexplicable to me. It's a war. We are dropping bombs. They are plans. These are planning elements, at least as reported thus far. John, I think it's going to have to be released if it's truly unclassified. And then we can all take a look at it and make judgments. But certainly, as the reporter describes it, to me, that sounds like planning for combat operations. I think you can call that a war plan.
There is a possibility here that this is all semantics, that the White House and these cabinet officials are saying it wasn't classified because the Secretary of Defense has classification authority, even retroactive. So if Pete Hegseth says it wasn't classified now, by definition, it's not classified. But I'm just not sure that gets to the issue of how sensitive the information was.
No, it does not. And as we look at the fallout from this, again, operationally, yeah, it went well. But the real point here is a broken process that could have put our people at extreme risk, that has revealed to our allies some, let's face it, some pretty harsh comments that we wouldn't want out there publicly ascribed to very senior officials. And it's created real vulnerabilities for our opponents. What I'm hoping to hear in the hearings today, John, is where exactly are those cell phones right now that were on that signal? How many previous times had they been used for classified information or conversations like this? Can we assume that everything this group has done over the last 2 months has been done on signal? Step one would be simply to gather up every one of those cell phones, put them in a lead-lined locker somewhere, and let the FBI start taking this apart so we can understand what has been exposed. All of those are very real vulnerabilities in national security, and they don't have anything to do with the fortunate success of the mission.
You know, you raise good points there and good questions. We will see if those get asked. I should note there is no indication that there is an FBI investigation of any kind or that any steps have been taken to gather those cell phones, at least not that we know of. We'll see if they answer those questions. You brought up the success of this mission and the soldiers, sailors, and airmen who carried it out. What message does it send to them, all of them, going forward?
I think first and foremost, the sailors, and these are largely sailors operating off Navy carriers. You know, the Admiral's going to say that, and we're not in a boots on the ground situation, which is a good thing. They're all proud today. They're feeling good about the mission. That goes almost without saying, but I'll say it anyway. But secondly, I think they do look at what to them sounds like a lot of white noise around this, and they are perplexed at how classified, what appear to them to be highly classified material, can be shared in a manner that now is revealed to the public. Because we very senior people in the department spend endless amounts of time appropriately telling our young sailors and Marines and Army, don't reveal classified information. I assure you, if this had been major and captain and young lieutenants who had been on a chat and revealed a bunch of classified information, they would be prosecuted. They would probably lose their commissions. So I think there's, on the one hand, good feelings about the strike and the conduct, and there are going to be more. On the other hand, there is a very perplexing moment out there for young people in the military about this whole idea of protecting classified material.
Admiral James Stavridis, what I liked most was your unprompted praise of your own branch of the military there. Thank you very much for that. The least surprising thing ever. Great to see you this morning.